Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Facebook and YouTube Live with Prandara Prim. I am so excited to have Regine with me. So I have to say, Regine and I met virtually. She sent me a message because she does retreats and was looking to host a retreat in Brazil. And she saw that I did retreats. So she hit me up. And it was just like an instant, I don't know, synchronicity, connection,
Yeah.
because her retreats, her business name is Black Butterflies. And I always have butterflies for my logos. And I was like, oh my God, I always have butterflies in my logos. Even right now, it's a butterfly with other stuff in it. And then we realized we both have Haitian blood.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to have Regine on here. Um, Fellow sister, colleague, retreat host like me. But she's amazing because you do so many different things. Well, let me have you go ahead and just introduce yourself.
Sure. Thank you so much. Can I call you? What can I call? Can I call you Renee? Because that's how I call you. Is that all right?
Yes,
Does everyone know that?
that's
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here. You know, I love and follow you. So I feel like, oh, I'm on her show. I'm excited. And, you know, like you said, we met and it was just kind of instant. And you came on my retreat to Bali and we've stayed connected. And so it's just been a really amazing experience getting to know you and your offerings and so on and so forth. So yeah, so I'm Regine, and I am the owner of Black Butterfly Journeys. It is a travel retreat company and all around holistic wellness, self improvement, spiritual business where I help Black women achieve their innermost dreams and give them the tools and the skills they need to effectuate and manifest what they are desiring. Particularly women, it seems that women around my age, I just turned 50, um, who are looking to recreate themselves and who are looking to make the second act of their lives the best that it can be. And so I've been doing this now for about 4 years. I have taken women on retreats. I do transformational retreats. That's my thing. And I've taken women on retreats all over the world, from Brazil to well, I haven't gone to Brazil yet, but we're going to do that. Bali, Colombia, Haiti, in the States, Mexico. And so it's just been the joy of my life to lead women on these transformational journeys, both within and then exploring the locations as well.
beautiful, beautiful. So she's my goals. This is my goals right here. She inspires me. Regine inspires me. So, real quick, as you're coming on, say hello. Just let me know. Let us know you're here and you're watching. Um, and so, um, so I cut off, and I don't know if you said this or not, but before I cut off, I heard you saying how I went to Bali on your retreat. But before then, it was amazing when I was going to Florida. She didn't even know me in person yet, and I was like, "I'm going to Florida," and Regine was like, "Oh, you can come stay at my place." And I'm like, "What?"
That's
So
true. We hadn't met. We've
yeah,
always communicated online. Yeah.
yeah, but it was a connection, and she'll always
Yeah.
have my heart. So yeah,
Yeah.
so today we're going to be talking about a great topic. And one of the things when you invited me, Regine, to go to your retreat in Bali and lead a couple workshops, I was like just really floored when I was participating in your workshops and you talking, just talking about the feminine energy. And even though I also work with feminine energy, sexuality, tantra is very different, right? Like you really get into helping the women connect and empowering women in their femininity. And so I should say women of color, right? It was Your retreats are all women of color, similar to mine, right? In terms of the women of color. And it was so beautiful. So, I really wanted to go in and talk about that. And guys is always following. We're gonna get a little break from the tantra, but maybe we'll add a little something in there. But I think that this is a great topic. It's really important to just talk about, the stereotypes around the strong Black woman, leaning into that femininity. And I know for me particularly, that's always been very difficult, right? Um, Growing up in a Haitian family as a mother, like as a woman, I was always taught, okay, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do everything. I saw my mom taking care of the kids, taking care of my dad, even fixing his plate for him. Like we go to a buffet and he's sitting and she's making a plate, ironing his clothes. And so it's like, for me, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I feel like I had at some point went to the opposite extreme and just became very masculine. And I remember my brother was like, you're emasculating your men, your partners, and all of these things. And I just really developed, and I don't even know if it was just because of that or also in innate, because I never liked doing my hair. So I love being bald right now. I would always wear jeans. I was never wearing dresses. And so I really just embodied that masculine energy. And so, I remember we did one of these workshops that you led where you were like having us write down the different qualities, the different traits, and then identify which is masculine and feminine. And that was really, really, deep. So not only working with that feminine, but also that being strong. So, it's really good to have you on here and discuss this.
Yeah,
So,
this is such a great topic for Black women because we have the unfortunate situation of most Black women, most households in the Black family are being led by Black women, right?
mhm,
And we have been indoctrinated and conditioned to believe that the profile of a Black woman to survive is one who is the leader of her family. She's the leader of the church, whether or not she sits, or is behind
mhm,
a pulpit. She's the leader most often in her job. She certainly is the leader in her family. And so what that does is what you were talking about is creates a lot of masculine energy, not only metaphysically, right, but mentally, right? And so what
mhm,
is the result of that? The result of that is that Black women are more susceptible to stress related diseases than other groups,
mhm.
right? Because
Yes.
we have embodied that masculine energy so much to our detriment, right?
Mhm,
While at the same time, we have to appreciate the fact that because I'm a Black woman, because I'm a strong Black woman, I've been able to accomplish and I've been able to provide for my family and I've been able to lead my family and I've been able to teach and to do all of these things, which is wonderful. But
mhm,
but now I hope and I believe we are at the precipice. We are at a juncture where we don't necessarily need to rely on that masculine energy to accomplish those goals as much as we did in the
mhm,
past. And that's really, I want to reframe for us the idea of going back to our ancestral roots, which
mhm.
from in Africa and so on and so forth, we relied on nature and spirituality as our source of strength rather than the
Right.
external doing and the mind,
Mhm.
right? So many of my clients, they can't go to sleep at night. Why? Because the mind is constantly going and spinning,
Right.
right? Because I'm always thinking,
Mm,
I'm always figuring out stuff, and I have all of this worry in my head. Well,
mhm,
how about we find new ways to approach life, to look at the issues that we're dealing with, and then to relax and lean into this idea that the universe is a supportive place.
Mm-hmm.
The universe is a supportive place, and you don't have to struggle and push and pull and work as hard as you do to accomplish what
Mm-hmm.
you desire and what you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just
And I
go ahead.
think growing up,
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay, growing up, we always hear, you got to work hard. You can't be lazy. Money doesn't grow on trees. So we hear all of these different things, and we feel like we have to work, work, work. And it's interesting because I discovered something recently, like just last year during the quarantine. But one of the things that I realized, just listening to you talk, things usually come to me, right? And I don't know how. I guess I just kind of allow, right? But then at the same time, I'm also that masculine and doing, doing, doing.
Yeah.
But I notice whenever I try to like force something, it doesn't come. But when I'm just in that receptive state, things come. And a friend of mine just did this human design with me. I don't know if you've heard of this.
Yeah.
There's this new thing called human design. And so it was interesting. My human design, I forget what it's called, what it's named, but basically, my human design is that I'm not supposed to go after things. People will come to me, things will come to me, chances will come to me. And it's so interesting because when I read that, it was like, it's so true. When I was on Soledad O'Brien, I was approached to be interviewed on Soledad O'Brien. I didn't, do a pitch or anything to be the tantric therapist on Married at First Sight. They found me, the director messaged me. I never pitched, I never even heard of the show. And then certain things that I've been trying to get on just wasn't happening. And so, I was like, okay, so I really do see this in my life. So what this human design is saying about me makes sense. It's true. um and I think for a lot of people too, the more that, and there was a book that I read as well called The Universe or it said something about the universe conspires to assist us, and
Yeah.
it does. And so, so that's been more of a thing for me to just say, okay, getting more into that feminine role or that feminine energy and receiving
That's
and
right.
being and
That's right.
allowing things to come instead of trying to force things and do. And
That's
that's hard. That's hard.
right.
So if anybody's on here and you're watching and you feel like this is hard, you've struggled with this, let us know. Type in a message, comment. Um, and it's hard.
Yeah.
You're a Virgo
It's
too, like
look.
me, right?
It's not easy. It's not easy. We have not been enculturated to just relax. First of all,
Mhm.
first of all, as a survival mechanism, one generation ago, you couldn't relax, right? It
Right.
wasn't a possibility, right? You would
Yeah.
get beat, whipped, sold,
Yes.
killed if you were
Yes.
viewed as lazy or what have you. So that is like in our DNAs, right? In order to
Hmm.
survive, you had to be working, you had to be
Right.
you had to be pushing. So it absolutely makes sense that it's very
Hmm.
difficult. It's a paradigm shift that is very difficult to break. But
Right.
unless we change this paradigm shift, it's killing us as
Hmm.
Black women, right? Heart
Right. It
attacks,
really is.
you know, um, uh, uh, hypertension, all the
Yeah.
stress
High
related,
cholesterol. Yes. All of, yeah.
that we are experiencing because in part of the stress, right? Because we're
Hmm.
part of always being in fight or flight in survival mode.
Yes, yes. So true. And it's so interesting. Like, even when you go back to slavery, it was the Black woman who had to do everything, including taking care of the kids of their masters, right? And um, so the Black women also had to milk the child if they had already given birth. And then even post slavery, we've always been Black women were given jobs or allowed to have jobs in the service field, you know. And so now it's changing, but we've always been seen as that. And so, and I've had clients come to me and they're like, you know, they've even had partners, boyfriends, whoever, who've said, "Oh, you're a strong Black woman," and then they just cringe inside, you
Yeah.
know. And I understand that because I felt that too. It's like you're putting me up here, and there's so much pressure that I can't be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I teach with women, and I work with, is learning how to be vulnerable, learning how to say, you need help, or learning how to even go to therapy, because it's okay. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, doesn't mean that you're crazy, doesn't mean that you're weak, you know
Yeah.
and that's
Asking for
important.
help, asking for help is probably one of the most um, difficult and challenging things it is for us to do, right? Just to say, I need
Yeah,
help. Right? Oh, I don't want to impose. I don't want to put anyone out. I can do it. It's easier, faster, better if I do it. All of the reasons why, right? And so
right.
it is really, it's just such a big paradigm shift that we are called to make, not only for ourselves but for our daughters, because they're watching,
Yes,
right?
yes,
They're watching, just as we watched our moms and our grandmothers and our aunts, they're watching us. And so what
yes.
is going to be our legacy as we hand down? I believe that, there is a lot of work to do, right? The struggle ain't over, so we can't sit. However, I believe that we can tap into sources of strength
Hmm. Yes,
that, it's like being in a boat and going with the wind versus against the wind, right? So,
right,
for
right.
example, something as simple as, and I know you do this, watching the moon cycles, and in a new
Hmm.
moon, setting your intention, and
Yes,
using the moon to energize you, and in the full moon, being super, super grateful and counting your blessings. Allow nature to help propel you
yes.
rather than you doing. Yes. And
Hmm.
then,
Hmm.
one of the things that, so you were tripping when I said I turned 50. Um,
Yes. Yeah, wait,
that's
wait,
what.
wait. I'm gonna say right now, I was just looking at you, and I'm like, I can't believe she's 50. I'm literally, before you said that, I was looking, I was like, she is not 50, she's lying. I'm like, you look like you're like 25 years old. I was
Thank
gonna
you.
say
Thank you.
16, but that's a bit much. But you do, like, oh my God. Go
Yeah. Yeah.
ahead.
And I have to tell you, it's so funny. So, I was the epitome. I can't claim that anymore, thank God. I was the epitome of the strong Black woman. I went to law school, I clerked, I did all the things, checked all the boxes, worked my ass off, got all these accolades, made money, all the things, right? And
Mhm.
if you saw me during that time, you would really see that I did age. But I
Mhm.
had this whole breakdown, and my career crashed, all, the epitome of the Shiro story. And I
Right.
really said, okay, enough is enough. I'm getting off of this merry-go-round. I'm getting off of the roller coaster, and I'm going to reconnect with myself. And that's really how my business was born, deciding
Mm.
to do something out of my passion rather than something that was motivated by money, or status, or career, or what have you. And so now I'm in the stage where I'm even going further. I'm like, my motto for this year is less is more. Less
Yes.
is more. And I have to tell you that I'm getting goosebumps. I have to tell you
Mhm.
that things are coming to me so easily and effortlessly.
Ashe.
My needs are just wondrously being met. I just made a decision that, if it is true that all I have to do is ask and it shall be given,
Mhm.
then maybe I need to connect with that source, and
Yes.
and say to myself, create the life that I want from the inside out.
Mhm.
These are principles, these are universal principles. And then decide that if it requires anything outside of that, that's not for
Mm-hmm.
me, because I'm just that
Right.
powerful. Not
Yes.
not because I'm going to go out and hustle and get mine and be a boss, nah, but because
Mm-hmm.
I am the child of the universe who is loved and adored and taken care of. The universe like will cradle you if you allow it. But
Yes.
you gotta just you gotta have the faith to say yes. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's my birthright. That's what I desire. That's what I deserve. And then just allow, which is the ultimate divine feminine phrase, allow, receptivity. To be
Yes.
in that state and to remind yourself every day, I'm allowing this to happen, this to come to me. And I say yes to that. It will change your life.
Yes. Yes. It's so true. It's so true. Girl, you have me speechless just listening to you. I'm like, but it's true. It's true. And that's why we hear ask and you shall receive. And as you were talking, it just made me think when you ask and you doubt when you don't trust that, okay, I'm going to receive, and you keep fighting, you keep going against it, keep trying to make it happen, then you're showing doubt, and you're saying to the universe, or you're saying to God, or whatever higher power you believe in, that I don't believe 100%.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
so yes,
And
yes,
that's what you're putting out, and that's what you're going to get back. You know.
exactly,
And
exactly.
so one of the things that I wanted to share with you is like, if we didn't talk about this subject, the other subject I wanted to talk about is the way, the path, in order for us to connect with this divine feminine, to connect with really anything, because there's so many
Mm-hmm.
principles. Like, I don't believe that there's just
Yeah,
one way to do anything, but whatever
right.
it is, that you do it consistently and continuously.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one takeaway that I want your listeners to walk away from, is that whatever you are doing, number one, make sure that it's connecting to that source, that higher power, whatever
Mm-hmm.
name you want to call it. And number two, that you're doing it every day, because you got
Yes,
to plug in every day, and you have to do it so that you really feel it. Do it so that there's nothing else more important, and make sure you're doing it in an affirmative way. I don't believe
yes.
in begging, hoping, praying, pleading, none of that. You claim,
Mm-hmm.
say yes, you accept,
Yes,
you
yes.
know.
I agree. Consistency is key. Consistency is key. Consistency is key. So do you help people with this? Like learning, being able to connect to source? Like
Yeah, so I've developed several types of spiritual practices, is what I call them. That's what I do on my retreats. The reason for my retreats is it's designed to help us get that reboot, recharge, realignment. When you're coming
mhm,
on a retreat, we doing this stuff every day. We're meditating every day. We're connecting every day, so that when you go back home, you're continuing your practice. So
right.
my dream and vision for women who work with me is that I want to create a practice that works for you, that is in alignment with what you already believe, right? Whether you're Christian, Muslim, atheist, whatever it is, whatever you believe. Well, let's create a practice that's supportive. Let's be open to some new ways, perhaps, of looking at things, or some things that you may have forgotten, and let's do it every
Mhm,
day. And I
yes.
hold you accountable, because until and unless you are doing this every single day, you're not going to get the benefit of it. You know,
True.
and when you do, and when you make that non-negotiable, watch the universe open up for you. It's like, as you wish, my darling. Watch
Mhm,
and
yes. So true.
yeah,
So true. So true.
yes, yes.
So I know most of the people who follow me, y'all are used to me being on for like an hour. And most people will start sending questions and comments like at the 30-minute mark, the 40-minute mark. Well, I gotta let you know, we're gonna be ending in 5 minutes. So we're only doing 30 minutes today. So if you have any questions or any comments, speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. um, and if there's anyone new here, and you're not, you're not following my YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe as well as hit the notification bell so that you can know when I have upcoming lives or videos that's coming out. So while we're waiting, if anybody has any questions, comments, go ahead and share now. Um, so tell us what retreats, tell us how can people find you first and foremost, and what upcoming retreats you have
Sure.
or any projects that you have.
Yeah, so people can find me on blackbutterflyjourneys.com. That's my website. And if you go on there, you'll see the retreats that I have coming up, which COVID happened, right? So we're still navigating that gingerly to make sure that we are safe and so on and so forth. So I do have a retreat coming up in June to Brazil that I'll be leading with Renee, and then in September I'll be going back to Bali. So that I'm really excited about that, and that's it for this year because of what's been going on, and I also have started to create products around helping other Black women who have passions and who want to turn their passions into business. So
Yes.
I have one course that I really, really am crazy about, because when I go on retreats and plan retreats and do retreats, women are like, oh my God, I want to do what you do. So I create a retreat side hustle course, which helps women do what I do, create retreats and give offerings to their communities. And then I've also created a 5-week course to help women finally say yes to that side hustle passion thing that they really have inside or they really want to do but have been too scared or doubting themselves. And this course I really love because it's really about accountability and support.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell the women that I work with, you don't need more information, honey. You don't need one more piece of information. You have
Right.
all the information you need. What you need is some support.
Mm-hmm.
You need a container. You need some accountability. You need lots of confidence.
Yes.
and you need encouragement. And that's really what I provide. We'll talk about the tools and we'll talk about the trainings and all that kind of stuff. But that's this much. The other stuff is the mindset,
Yes.
the confidence. That's the stuff that I really love to focus on, because I think that's the gap that I often find. And
Mm-hmm.
so all the stuff is on
Mm-hmm.
my website. And then you can email me, Regine at blackbutterflyjourneys.com. And I'm happy to, and I also do one-on-one coaching around goal setting and dream manifestation. And it's all around creating. I just fundamentally believe it. I've seen it. I know it. Really, it's building that foundation. Build your spiritual practice. The deeper you go within, the higher you can go without.
Yes.
That's the formula. And so I really
Yeah.
help and cultivate that, so that they can feel confident in a way that they haven't
Mm-hmm.
before.
Yes. The deeper you could go within, the higher you can go
Without,
without
right.
without. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so true. It really is all about, changing that mindset. It really is. So um so thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for having
joining us
me.
and having this talk. 30, like it feels like it just goes so quickly. Like, oh
I
my
know.
God. So
Time
so be
flies.
sure yes, be sure to follow Regine. She's on Instagram as well at Black Butterflies Journeys on Instagram. She also has a Facebook page, Blood. I can't talk now. Black Butterfly Journeys, as
Yeah.
well as her website, www Black Butterfly Journeys. As long as you have Black Butterfly Journeys, you can find
You'll
her
find me. There's
everywhere.
not there's not there's not another Black Butterfly Journey. You'll find me. Yeah,
Right.
pleasure. Thank you so much for
Yes. And
having
so
me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, yes, again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Just to let you know as well, I have Lingam massage course that's going on right now for men who want to learn how to, switch up their masturbation game and learn more techniques to really bring that energy up and be more spiritual about it. It's also for women or anyone who wants to learn how to do it on their partner that has a penis, which is the word for lingam is the Sanskrit word for penis. So I have that, and I just have a quick announcement that due to a lot of people asking me for my yoni massage course, I decided to start it again in March. So if you've been asking and you want to do that yoni massage course, I'm doing it in March. I was gonna do it later, but I've had so many people message me that they're wanting to learn. So this is for anyone who wants to learn how to massage a yoni, which is the Sanskrit word for vagina, as well as for anyone who has a yoni and wants to learn how to connect to their yoni and become more orgasmic, more wet, more spiritual in their masturbation practice. So I have those two things coming up. The lingam massage now, not too late to join, and the yoni massage you can join. Peace, Diva. Thank you. She said it was a great topic. Crucian also said, I always have interesting guests. Thank you guys. So we're signing out. Love you guys. And thank you again. Thank you again, Regine, for being
Thank
here.
you. Have a good night.
Bye. You too.